Hello everyone, well met and all that. This is a follow-up video of sorts to No Man's Sky. I'm dubbing over this, I've recorded this a long time ago. I'm not that great at coming up with, like, scripts, and I'm not really even sure if you can call this a review, but this is basically my biggest problems with No Man's Sky, since it seems like no one talks about them. And there are plenty. So this is basically what you do. This is the game. You run around and pick zinc, because zinc is the most useful substance in the world, but you can only get it from small flowers, and only in small doses at a time. Can't have you winning the game can't have you progressing too far. So, this is zinc collection, and, you know, you have to hold down a button to do literally anything in this game. And this game, I don't know. I'm gonna talk myself in circles a lot in this little video, but this is a big problem that I have, that nothing is fast in this game. So, like, I had to speed this up because this is a big part of the game, and it's not fast. You'd think flying around in a spaceship would at least be, like, feel fast, right? I feel like I'm drunk when I'm trying to land one of these things, because you can't see down. I eventually got, like, sometimes I'll just turn my entire ship upside down so I can at least look up and see the floor. But here I landed and there were these three assholes who just wanted to take a piece of my ass, but so I had to stand up here on my ship and, you know, just shoot them until I decided to leave. But so, this next part is what it looks like to prepare an item. Oh, yeah, this. You have to fuel all of your different engines with different fuels, and this is the construction thing I was talking about. Notice how many steps are in this one process. You have to build that, and then you have to build the electron vapor thing, then you have to build antimatter, and then you can build a warp cell. And then I didn't have enough carbon, so I can't make any more suspension fluid or whatever it's called. So I decided, okay, I'll just fly up and go to another planet. That can't take too long, right? Well, turns out it can. Takes quite a while. And while it's not a long time, it's longer than you'd think. It's longer than you'd expect or want. And especially if you have anything useful in your inventory, something like this happens. Where, basically, pirates will come after you. Fuck, I don't know why. But they just decide, you know, let's go mess with this guy. And, they come along, and then space combat occurs. And space combat is one of the most boring, tedious, and uninteresting parts of this entire game. And that's saying a little bit, because I don't really like this thing at all. I don't really like this game. So to keep you guys from having to watch it for too long, I sped it up a little bit. But this is another major part of space combat. Opening your inventory mid-fight to recharge your shields, because they don't recharge. Back into the combat. You might get one ship per shield charge, and then the other one, which you can never find, will always hit you, and then always drain your shields, because they're immaculately accurate, and they seem to have, like, turret swivel on their cannons and lasers, so they can just hit you from wherever. Meanwhile, you've got to, like, track their ass down. So, back down to the planet. Oh yeah, this is another thing. If you want to go to something on the other side of a planet, your ship will often throw you into the atmosphere way too early and take way too long to get anywhere. And I swear to God, I wasn't drunk when I played this game. The ship flight is just this, like, wavy and like, ship, like, seasick feeling. Not like motion sickness or actual seasickness, but, you know, it just feels like you're really sluggish. And here comes the mining part of the game, because this is another part of the game that, just takes forever. It doesn't take forever, it's just a large part of the game, but it takes forever. As you can see, this is mining a single rock. And I will admit that, like, not every rock is this hard, but this is a bit much. Then you fly around, or stand around, walk over, and grab these things. And these are like save stations of some kind, I think. You basically use them to quote, discover locations. And this building here, sometimes buildings will have doors, so that's why I got my gun out. But this represents another part of the game that I dislike, which is the menu system, because when you open a menu, you have to wait for every line of dialogue and then every option to appear. And if you were to, it didn't happen in this video, but if you were to find like a beacon of some kind and like choose one of 4 things you'd like it to find for you, you have to wait for every single option to appear before maybe you want to find like a transmission. This is 6 times speed now. What was I saying? Right. So, you have to wait to do anything in this game. And here's another good example of charging up your ship's warp drive. Ow. So, you have to hold down the button for everything. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but I kind of admitted I was going to be doing this anyway. But then we jump into the star map, I guess you'd call it. And I was close to doing something, which was like following one of the patterns the Atlas had put me on, or something like that. And so then, this is hyperspace! Yay! It also takes forever. And then when you're about to jump, it freezes, and then finally returns to real speed, or whatever. And I have a problem with that too. This isn't... can you really consider this a procedural universe? Oh yeah, this is the speed you're locked into when you approach a star space station, by the way. You're just, like, stuck at a specific speed. You can't go faster. And then you get on an autopilot, and you fly in. What was I saying? I can't quite remember, but I'm sure it was important. What was I saying? See, this is my problem. I don't write scripts because I'm not good at them, and then I forget my place. But oh, I remember what it. Yeah, can you really call this a procedural universe? Because it's really all it does is load like one thing at a time, and there are programs and other games that have like actual procedural, like, entire universes that are much more. They're much larger and seamless. Like, there's a program that I like called Space Engine, where you basically just get in and can explore the universe, and I like that far more than I like No Man's Sky, because it doesn't, like, it doesn't actively hinder you. No Man's Sky seems like every facet of the game is designed to hinder progress and make it last as long as possible, so that by the time you're done doing anything, you've already passed that refund time limit on Steam. Here we have a station. Oh boy, isn't this fun. Flying in. Now notice something we haven't seen anywhere. That is aliens walking around. Oh no, I mean aside from, you know, the animals. But, it's almost like this universe only has like one person ever. You never see more than one person. Like this guy. And then I cut out a minute, but like, it's just, you know, for some reason there's this really weird lag to all of the journey milestones, and I don't really know why that is. If that's some sort of built-in thing to sort of make you think it has some sort of online capability, which it doesn't. You know, Sean lied about that part. Oh yeah, great pop-in, by the way. There's like Space Engineers, this early alpha, and it still has it doesn't have pop-in like that. This is a professional game, or at least it's supposed to be, and yet like the animations for creatures are just they're on the level, if not slightly worse, than Spore, which came out like what, a decade ago now. Oh yeah, this is another thing. I jumped out, and apparently this planet has these little fuckers around it, Sentinels, which are really hostile. By the way, this is ground combat. Isn't this fun? It's like space combat, but even less interesting. And this is a Gravitino core. I don't know why it glows. I don't know what it is, but it's really expensive, apparently. Oh yeah, this game has an in-game economy. Even though it sort of doesn't. Oh yeah, they have dogs too, and spaceships. So you know, if you thought you could just like leave, you can't. Oh no, I flew too high. So you get up into wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the economy. So the economy in this game is like, oh, this place sells these things or buys these things for like 20% more than the other system. Too bad it doesn't change ever. Which is like the only thing that makes these, quote, living economies interesting. But one thing, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so they want me to go all the way over here. Yeah, that's pretty much, that's like, you saw how much of an annoyance and a chore it was just to leave a single solar system. And you have to do this dozens and dozens of times over the course of this game. That's assuming that you don't get any warp core technology or whatever that improves your systems, which is entirely possible because those are procedural as well, and you'll often get the same one that you've already encountered multiple times because for some reason the game will let you do that. And this is a weird thing I found. It's like, oh, it's a big ball with 2 aliens in it. Oh my god, 2 aliens. Wow. I never thought I could have such fucking luck. Like, I didn't know the game could handle having more than one person on the screen. That's the reason they didn't model your character. Yeah, it's like the guy on the cover doesn't actually exist, by the way. You don't actually... There's no model for your character. This is another interesting part of the game. These are called monoliths, where you basically have to learn languages for every other species by learning one word at a time. No, it's not fun. So while I was on the Atlas station a while back, I learned how to make an Atlas pass, you know, the 2 aliens. And finally, we're going to see what an Atlas pass does. It's built it up this whole time. What does this door open? What is inside this door? And why do I need an Atlas pass so bad to do anything in this game? Well, it's a backpack upgrade. That's it. It's a backpack upgrade that you have to buy. You don't even get it for free. It's a backpack upgrade, a health station, and a single tech, a random tech. And 2 doors that you also can't open. And I cut out the rest of the footage simply because there wasn't really much else to say, but I really hope I'm not alone in seeing that this isn't $60. I technically only spent like 10 because someone gave me 50 bucks for like doing some work, but like I feel ripped off, and I only spent like $10 of my own money. I spent $10 on Grow Up just today, and I feel like that was a far superior purchase to this. And my god, how can the developers like feel good about this game? Do they actually feel good? I sure fucking hope so, cause good lord, like they managed to pull some crazy shit with this game, and we like honestly. I abhor this game. Which, I don't know why I still play it, though. Because it's the same thing over and over and over again. And apparently people say, like, oh, it gets better 50 hours in. Which is ridiculous. You shouldn't be able to say that. Because 50 hours in, I should already have been well on the way to interested in your game 50 hours in. I've pumped 50 hours, I've pumped like 350 hours into Space Engineers, and it doesn't even have a story. It's just a better game because it's a game. That's the difference between this. And much like Journey, this game tries to be like, oh, an interactive experience. But at least in the case of Journey, there was actual things to do. There was a goal to do to I don't know, Journey just felt different. It felt more like I had an actual goal that was something I could understand, and like I wanted to get to the top of the mountain. Not because like not because the game just like told me to, but because I was like, I guess I'm supposed to go there. And I went there. And it was cool. And then the whole reincarnation thing, or whatever you want to call the weird thing of Journey, but there were gameplay elements that were beyond just like, shoot, 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 fly around sluggishly, and just mine, yay, this is a game. Anyway, I rambled a lot, I'm sorry. I just had to get this off my chest, so I'll see you guys around. Until the next video, fare thee well.